Hey guys, welcome to my 11:30 Tuesday morning live. They've all been at night time so far, but struggling to stay awake. So jumping on today with Caprice. Oh, here she is. Right, Caprice. So press that button I was telling you about at the bottom. Here we go. Right, and that should bring you in. Waiting for Caprice. There we
Here we
go.
are.
How you doing?
I'm
Look at
okay.
that. You look so much fresher and more prepared than me.
Really?
look at my
Oh yeah,
look.
I see the mohawk.
Like 3 weeks ago, I decided it made me look 10 years younger, having like a little bit of a funky hairdo, and now it just looks like a guy who's balding prematurely, who's trying to hide it with the
Oh,
most
stop it.
ridiculous bits ever.
So how are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a funny time, isn't it? But I'm trying to be as productive and positive and upbeat as possible. I mean, I guess you're homeschooling the kids, aren't you? I mean, my daughter's with her mum, so I've been meeting her for walks. Yeah, so I've missed
Oh
not
my
having
God,
her.
you've dodged a bullet. Trust me, you've dodged a serious bullet there.
Tell me about your homeschooling. How are you doing it?
You know what? I know I shouldn't admit this, but so my kids are 6 years old, and some of these answers I can't even get myself. It's crazy how advanced they are at this age,
Well,
you
what's
know?
school doing? Are they giving them like a Zoom thing to do, or are they sending them some kind of
No,
like a?
they're sending us, the parents a package of for the curriculum, and we have to just get on with it. And I'm looking at some of these, questions going, you know what, boys, I actually don't know the answer. 6 years old, it's crazy. And it's all so consuming, I'm homeschooling every day for 3.5 hours, and you maybe think, well, that's not a big deal, but I mean it's a lot. And to try and keep their attention too. Oh,
I think that's the hardest thing. And obviously, I've not been doing Harleys with her. You know, she's doing it at her mum's house. But sometimes her mum sends me pictures of, oh, this is Harley homeschooling, and she's got the dog on one knee, she's got the laptop on the other, she's got the phone with Face Party there, and you wonder why she's getting nothing done. I'm thinking, I'm laughing about it because it's Harley, but I also know that's what all my staff are doing at home as well, and
oh my
that's why nobody's
God.
getting any work done.
No, exactly. We're just so consumed with the kids. And then after you do the homeschooling, and then you have to exercise with them, and then you feed them 3 times. Oh, okay. And then I had one going through. And then, you feed them 3 times. It's all consuming. But I guess, this is temporary, and it is nice that we're spending so much time with the kids. And I think it means a lot to them as well.
You know, whenever I've been having these kind of conversations with people, I think it's really funny. Everyone goes, "It's so nice. We've got all this time to spend with the kids." No one's going, "It's so nice all this time I'm spending with my husband or with my wife."
No, that's not happening right now.
Yeah, everybody's waiting for the courts to open.
Oh my, I know, exactly. Exactly. But, I think it is a funny time right now. And I think we have to try and extract the positive. Otherwise, we will absolutely go out of our mind. You know what I
What,
mean?
what have you been doing for exercise? I saw on like the Sun Online or something. There was you walking to the park with a yoga mat. I think the week before you've been pushing the bins out, and the week after you'd gone to do yoga in the
Yeah.
park.
Yeah, they're having a really slow news day, trust me. I have the Peloton bike, and I have this online bar core class, and of course everyone has been doing this Joe Wicks thing. We
Oh
we
yeah.
started to do it, but the boys got a little bit bored, so we do these. The boys do these online martial arts thing now.
Oh really?
So yeah, so they're doing that, and then of course just running around like headless chicken. And I have a treadmill as well, so they're getting on that,
So
and then we play hide and seek and God knows
I,
what.
I live in an apartment building, and so one of my best friends, he's my neighbour downstairs. He bought a Peloton bike recently, and he's in love. Is she called? Is she called Abby Love? Is that one of the
Oh
girls who
yeah,
takes
she's
the classes?
amazing. No, she's
Legit,
amazing.
I've not
She,
seen her, but all he does, he say, "I'm just with Abby. I can't come up for dinner tonight. I'm just working out with Abby." He's
oh no,
absolutely
he's
obsessed with Abby Love.
yeah, no, she's really amazing. I mean, she looks amazing, but she's really quite motivational. She's maybe because she looks so good, I don't know, but she's really good. Yeah. No, this Peloton is really, it's great. You could do a class, or you could be in Tuscany, driving through the God knows what, the vineyards, looking on the vineyards on your right, or you could, yeah, or you could do the class. It's really great, this Peloton. So it's come in handy, actually. I've never
I'm,
used it
I'm,
so much.
I'm feeling left out. I've not got one now. I've just been going out for walks. Trying to do a run. I did a few lunges yesterday, but
You did
it's
a
getting a
few
bit.
lunges?
Yeah, like maybe 10.
I know as the days progress, we're getting a little bit more complacent, but we just have to keep on trying to get, motivational and get going.
It's just so hard not to eat though. I've actually enjoyed the cooking, because I never cook. I always eat out. I always get takeaways. So it's been quite enjoyable cooking things, making different stuff. But I just keep going to the fridge time after time.
Oh, this is a killer. I've never had so many sweets. I'm like having cookie dough all the time and brownie mix. And the kids want to make cakes all the time. I said, oh, okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. And then I end up eating all the mix before I even put it in the oven. It's a disaster. But
Do you like those goos? GU, like pots of goo.
what's
You
that?
know what I mean?
You could
Oh,
buy it. You don't make it.
oh yeah, no, it's not goo as in like like what kids play with. It's
No.
GU.
It's like cookie dough kind of thing.
It's like a brand, so you can buy it in Marks and Spencers, Waitrose, Sainsbury's, whatever. But they make like really fancy, like millionaire bars. So they do millionaire cheesecake, billionaire cheesecake with salted caramel. Unbelievable.
Why did you tell me about this? Why did you tell me?
It's gonna make it worth standing in line at your local supermarket. I promise you.
Yesterday, it took me almost 45 minutes to get into the grocery store. Can't
You
believe
know,
it.
So the first few times I've been shopping like I don't know, 6 at night, 7 at night. So I'd just been walking in. There was no queue, and there was just like the shelves were really overpicked. But I was like wondering what all the fuss was about. And then a couple of days ago, I went and everyone was lining up outside. So I'm lining up because I think, it's because it's so busy inside. Because I hadn't been in, I didn't realize it's because they're keeping everybody, making everybody keep the distance. So when I finally got in there, whilst it's shit to queue, once you're in there, it's the most relaxing experience. I felt like a VIP at Disney, just like having all the shelves to myself.
I know. I went into my fish store, and somebody was actually there picking things for me. I couldn't touch anything. I thought, oh, this is great service. Holy smokes, it's nice. But then again, I had to queue again for 25 minutes for that one. But, it is what it is. And we just, we have to just go with it. We're keeping everyone safe, But I think the numbers are going down now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You hear so much. I try and stay out of listening to. I'll listen
I know
to the news,
everything
but I
is kind
stay
of
out of
contradicting.
Facebook and WhatsApp groups. It's just just bullshit. So I kind of pay very little attention until there's something factual. But what's the latest stats you've heard?
Well, it's interesting. They're saying well, Germany is working on these antibody tests. So everyone will be distributed to see if they have the antibodies. And if they do, then they're given a passport. And so they're able to roam a bit more freely. And that's how they're going to scale it out, is with these antibody passports. But obviously, here we're a little bit more skeptical because we don't know, are the antibodies, is it good for just 3 months or a year? And then you could get infected right away again. They don't know enough about the virus. So, hopefully we'll jump on the bandwagon here and and be able to scale us out of our houses,
So what are your top tips for staying positive during lockdown? How have you been keeping smiling?
What works really well is a bottle of vodka.
Yeah, true.
Kind of numbs everything.
I was actually looking forward to lockdown, not for vodka, but for red wine. And I'm a massive red wine now. I've got quite a decent collection, and I got all the stuff around the house. And I always look at it whenever people come in the house. They go, "You've got so much wine. That's gonna last you forever." And they always used to say the same thing. Yeah, that's gonna last me forever. If I'm ever out of work, if I've ever got nothing to do, I've got months and months ahead of me there. And literally, four days into lockdown, I've drunk like 5 Magnums, 3 normal bottles, opened a bottle of rum, and I'm looking at the walls thinking, this
Wait,
isn't
by
going to...
yourself?
Well,
No.
for the first 3 days, I actually did have a friend of mine staying with me. He's a guy from Belgium, and he was going to be locked down in England, but then they put some extra transport on to get people back home. So I did have a lockdown buddy for a few days, and he helped me. But I've had to try and just, it's so easy because you go, I just want a glass of wine, but 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes the bottle, and then you're thinking it's all right doing it for a week, but this isn't like a week's holiday. This is 6 weeks,
Exactly.
8 weeks ahead of us.
Yeah, we have quite a few. This is early days right now. But what is it like? I mean, how are you being by yourself? How is it?
I'm so busy. I mean,
That's good.
I'm on the phone and stuff all the time, but I'm still really, really busy with work. I mean, obviously, a different kind of work because we're not open, we're not trading, we're not generating any money. I mean, I'm trying to think. I mean, of course, all the businesses I'm involved in, I've got one online business which is still making some sales, but everything else is closed. And I guess I'm just busy dealing with a different set of problems.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to plan for when we do open, trying to obviously keep the staff in work as long as possible. I mean I've wanted to avoid any unnecessary furloughs and layoffs. I mean, I guess now is a time that we've been looking at our business models in general and saying, what are there some genuine changes that we should be making here? Not so much Corona changes, but what changes should we make to the business in general? And I tell you, for example, when this finishes, we won't be going back to our old office building. Not because we can't. I mean, the lease was up in June, and we were going to extend it anyway before we found somewhere else to move to. But 100%, I've got my head around the concept of staff working from home, of having a distributed workforce, and I think I'm just running a tighter team. So I'm going to move it into serviced accommodation, and just try and use this to be as positive as possible. Making the changes we can make. I mean, I don't want to do any new business yet because I don't mind when I know where the end is. But obviously, like a big part of my business is finance and lending money, and I don't want to be making loans to people when I still don't know when trade's going to start. Look, if I knew that was 9 months away, as terrible as that is, at least I know the answer. Do you know what I mean?
No,
Until I know, I'm still trying to keep semi-sensible.
Yeah, no, you can't. You can't. I mean, you can't make a move. There's no way. It wouldn't be sensible for sure. It's an interesting time right now, but it's also a time like I think I'm starting to think a lot more clearly and be a bit more creative. And I know that we're all really scared of change, but I'm looking at changing things as well. And business has been good still. It's very strange.
When you say business, which things are you specifically speaking about?
Like Caprice Home. Yeah, okay. The online business is still, the warehouse is still open. Obviously, sadly, there's we don't have as many people because we have to have social distancing and a different kind of protocol in place to ensure everyone's safety. But business is continuing. The online business is continuing, and it's doing really well. Yeah,
just remind me on that, because obviously when I told people that we were talking, we're going to talk today, a few people sent some questions in. Is the By Caprice Home, is that one you run under license, or is that what? Yeah. Sorry, that's where you license your name?
Yeah.
So somebody had asked a question. Well, 2 questions really, which is on the licensing side. Do you lose control, or do you have any control? Or are you just attaching your name to it, or do you actually get kind of day-to-day involvement or some kind of strategic involvement other than just putting your name on there?
Well, obviously, because before I supplied myself, so I know the ins and outs of the business just as well as they do, and it works to their advantage to have me on board as much as possible. 1, it's my name, and 2, incentivize me. and three, it helps increase sales and visibility. So so I'm very much involved still, and I'm talking with my with a guy that orchestrated the deal, and he's my brand manager. So we're talking all the time, and with the PR team as well. So we're still very much moving forward. We have a new collection coming out in September, and it's interesting in China. What was it, about a month and a half ago, all the factories were shut down for 2 weeks, and they extended it just a bit longer. But now they're in full bloom. Everyone is back to work. Everyone's back to normal there.
I mean, they're a couple of months ahead of us, really, aren't they?
They're a couple of months ahead of us, but they're also, you know, I had a little bit of a debate with somebody on one of these talk shows or one of these debate shows. And this doctor was saying, no, we shouldn't go into lockdown. This was now, what, 2.5 weeks ago when I was challenging her, I should say, because of the success story over in Singapore and Taiwan. I just kept saying, but and also the World Health Organization kept recommending to our government to go into lockdown. And she was saying no, and I was saying no, but it's working over there. It's actually working. And they kept saying no. If we go into lockdown, then the virus will come back in full force again. But I said, but this is now what, at the beginning of January this happened, and they're still controlling it. But at the end of the day, now we're all into lockdown and all the schools are shut. So everything that I had a debate about has now come to fruition. So, you know, or not me, it's the World Health, or, you know, I'm definitely not an authority in this space. I just read a lot and listen to all the news programs. But maybe if we, you know, follow, I think also in those territories, the people really believed in the government and listened to the government. You know, I think now, it's just now, everyone here is really joining together and listening to the government and properly doing a proper lockdown. Because
it's amazing to see actually how much everyone's come together. I was smiling to myself a minute ago when you were saying you know, everybody in China and stuff, you know, they really listen to the government. They've got no choice. They get shot if
they
have
no
don't
choice.
Yeah,
exactly. Right? No, but in Singapore and Taiwan as well. Singapore and Taiwan, they're really trusting this. I saw this interview on the leader in Singapore. What an amazing man! God. But like, it demands so much respect and so smart. But they have it totally, you know, they still have it under control, and this is a few months later. So
I mean, it's been incredible to see over here how obviously, as catastrophic as this has been to so many people, I guess that kind of catastrophe has brought everyone together as a much more friendly nation. I'd say for now, because I think, you know, the longer lockdown goes on, probably the more restless, the more pissed off, the more more broke people are going to get, and that's probably going to bring out different emotions. But you know, right now, you know, when I go for a walk in the streets, and you know, and there's other people walking, which again, you know, you never used to see so many people out before, because you'd have either no exercise or different kind of exercise. But now everyone's, you know, really, hello, how you doing? And you know, you never got that kind of public response really before. And you know, and the what's the word? The feeling towards the NHS, the way people are, you know, really looking out to try and take stuff to the neighbour or help people out. It's been lovely to see. I mean, how long it'll last when all this is over, I don't know. But you know, hopefully it has been a bit of a reset. I mean, one of the questions I was going to ask you is, obviously you've had ups and downs in your life, and obviously you had a life-changing, you know, potentially a life-ending event when you found out about your brain tumor. I mean, how do you think experiences like that have set you up for next, you know, for what we're dealing with now? Do you think it makes you look at lockdown and, you know, corona situation as a walk in the park compared to what you had to deal with, or do you think it gives you a different outlook?
Well, I think that does give. I mean, when your health is compromised and you think, oh my God, am I gonna wake up tomorrow? I mean, that's like the ultimate. So everything else, to be fair, is a walk in the park. And again, right now, I'm just trying to take the positivity out. And when the negative comes in, I you know, it's like a muscle. We have to control it. Otherwise, you know, being in the house all day long, we're gonna go nuts. So, you know, again, when you have a health scare, that's the ultimate. This is, again, I've been really, I brought out my creativity. I've been spending a lot of time with my kids, which on one hand is amazing because obviously my whole life is my kids. I love my kids more than my own life. But then it's also driven me crazy. But this is a time, it's not going to be forever, guys. This isn't going to be forever.
Have you got your pajama bottoms on there?
I do.
I saw speckled kneecaps. I was like, that's not part of the by Caprice underwear range, is it?
Oh no! Yeah, I'm still in my pajamas. And this is the first time I put on makeup in God knows how long. Oh, it sounds kind of good, actually.
Yeah, but, me too.
Oh my God, that's so funny. You called me on that. So anyways, guys, let's just, we're all in it together. This is the good news. We're all experiencing the same thing. We're all feeling scared. We're all feeling anxious. But we're all doing this together. And, it was really incredible the other night is when we all, I went to my roof terrace and clapped for the NHS. Everyone was out. It was so incredible. It's the first time that I spoke to my neighbors across the river. I'm like, hey, it was such an amazing sense of community. So out of all this, there are some real positives. And I think when we come out of this, we're going to be better people because we're really looking after ourselves. Why? Because we have to. The more nutrition we have now, it helps boost our immune system if we do get this, virus. And we're all really, there's a lot of people meditating now. There's a lot of creativity. There's a lot of change happening. There's a lot of community. People are a lot nicer. So I think there's a lot of good that's going to come out of this ultimately.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, whether it's a few weeks, a few months, once we get out of it, I think for the people who've taken it in the best spirit possible and embraced it, you're going to come out with a better attitude to health, a better attitude to friends, family, community, and hopefully, ultimately a better business. It may not feel like it to people now who aren't earning money and who are struggling, but I think the people who take this as a wake up call, as a chance to embrace something new, will either streamline their businesses, or if you're an individual who's lost your job, now's the time that you're going to maybe think, what was my last job the right job for me? Is now the time for me to be self-employed and break out on my own?
Oh my God, Matt, you're so right. And this is what I'm telling people. Maybe that wasn't the right thing for you. Wouldn't it be nice to wake up every morning and to love and be excited to go to your job? If you're not in that space, then maybe it's time for change. And I know change is really, really hard and it's really scary, but this is a total wake-up call, and it's a time for us to really reflect and say, maybe I do need that change, and be excited about it, So you got to take the good. You got to take the good. There will be a lot of good out of this. There will be, and we will get out of this. We will eventually get out of this.
100%. 100%. Well, listen, I'm gonna let you get back to your homeschooling in a second, but I've got to tell you before you go. When I knew we'd be speaking, I went back and listened to our original podcast we did together like 18 months ago, and I never actually listened to my stuff, just purely because I do so many now that I don't really have the time to go back and listen. I just have to kind of trust that they're going to be all right, unless someone sends me a comment about something I've done wrong, then I can go back and listen. But while I was cooking breakfast, I listened to our whole thing on my headphones, and there was a few things that made me laugh that I thought I'm going to remind you about today, and see if you remember. So when you mentioned your brain tumor, you talked about how the doctor was called Dr. Bollock, and
you can't write this stuff. You can't write this stuff. You know what? I had to call him Dr. B because every single time I said Bollock, and I sound like such an American when I say it. I just wanted to laugh. And he was so serious. I mean, he's amazing. He's such a good friend of mine now. So I just started calling him Dr. B. He's like one of the most reputable neurosurgeons in the world, and he's called Dr. Bollock.
Is it spelled like that as well, like B-O-L-L-O?
Oh, he's brilliant, though. He is so, he saved my life, basically. He saved my life. He gave me a new life. So, but Dr. B,
Well,
Here's
shout
a
out to
shout out to
Shout
Dr.
out to
B.
Dr. B. And the other thing that made me, the other thing that made me smile was as soon as we started talking, bear in mind we hadn't even met at this point, and we were about 30 seconds into what was supposed to be a serious conversation. And you mentioned that your career started doing teen beauty pageants and winning Miss Teen California,
Yeah.
and I immediately veered off to ask you if it was like Dance Moms, because my daughter Harley used to watch Dance Moms on Netflix at the time, and I just used to see all these crazy moms pushing the kids into the pageants. So
Oh
literally,
God, I watched that actually. I was obsessed by that. And that's what it's called, Dance Moms.
Dance Moms, yeah.
My mom was a little bit like that. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want to do. I was a tomboy. I wanted to go out and like beat boys up and play baseball. And my mom's like, "No, no, it's the Miss Teen California. You have to do it in this beauty pageant." That, I'm like, "Ugh, really?" But you know what? Thank God for that. There's a method behind her madness, because I wouldn't be where I'm at, because that's where I met somebody who said, you can make a lot of money modeling, and that's when it all started. Beauty pageants. It's kind of embarrassing, but
and what I told you as well about the beauty pageants, and now if you haven't done it yet, you've got the perfect chance to do it now during lockdown. I said to you, have you ever seen the movie Bad Grandpa? Which was where Johnny Knoxville, when he puts all the prosthetics
he's
on.
so funny.
So he puts the prosthetics on, and the whole film is him as a grandpa, and the premise of the story is he takes his 11-year-old nephew across America, to go to a funeral. So he's like the cranky old, dirty old granddad with this 11-year-old boy, and they decide that they want to win some money, and he enters the boy into a beauty pageant, but they put this 11-year-old boy in proper drag. He's got the makeup, he's got the hair, he's got like.
Wait, what is it called again? I have to write this down.
I'm going to text you when we finish, but
text me.
Bad Grandpa with Johnny Knoxville. Honestly, but probably not one to watch with the twins.
Oh my God, I'm so gonna watch that. I've got nothing but time. Oh wait, I want to give a shout out to somebody who asked me about the farm. I did this show. Oh gosh, the thing went up. I just want to give you a shout out. The farm was so much fun, by the way.
Oh, Joe Griffin. Joe Griffin says, "How would you stay at the farm?"
Oh no, it was so. Hello. Oh yeah, can you hear me? Okay,
yeah, I can hear you.
No, I love that show, and a lot of the people that I met, I still keep in contact with. In fact, Charlie had a fight very soon. Well, obviously it's postponed, but he once we get back to normal, he has a big fight coming up. But that was quite interesting. I never, literally the whole 10 days I was there, I smelled like cow poo. Literally the smell. I mean. I have a completely newfound respect for farmers. They work so hard. It's unbelievable. Up at the crack of dawn and finish at night. When it goes dark. It was crazy, but it was so much fun. And David Weekender, he is so funny. Oh, do you know it? Have you ever seen that show?
No.
David Weekender. It's on, I think, MTV or something. Oh God.
Oh, okay. So I know another guy, a guy called Callum Izzard, and his Instagram is Callum Weekender, because from this, it must be the same show. And I've actually, I know a lot of people who've been in shows and never actually know the shows that they've been in or watched them. So it must be the same kind of thing.
Yeah, no, yeah. Anyways. I on that show, I met so many nice people, and we still keep in contact. So it was really, really fun. Oh, by the way, hi, Chloe. Hi. Anyways, I'm just looking at all these. This is so much fun. I love this. I
can't believe you've never done one before.
I didn't even know it existed. I'm so 1950. I'm learning about all these new fun things online now. Well,
I'd never really done one before. I mean, back at the last week, I think I've done every day for the last week now. I do one normally on my own at 9 o'clock at night. I'll ask some questions in the day. I'll talk about a bit of business. I do a competition every day and announce a competition winner. But I just thought it'd be cool to get some people jumping on them now as well, and have some two-way conversations, share audience.
I love it. Hi, Mark. I love this. I want to do more of this. I had no idea this exists. I know I'm 1950. Call me. It's okay. Call me what you want. This is Dolly Sparkle Glitter. It's one of my stockings. Hi. Okay. Sorry. This is so fun.
There you go. So when I met you in 2014,
Jokes!
you gave me so much amazing advice. Sat around the table, it was surreal. Yeah.
I love this. Staying positive. Yeah, Chloe, stay positive. Woo! Okay, I got a little bit carried away. Oh, Sam! How are you?
You recognise all these names, yeah?
Yes. Um,
Oh,
Tukes.
Tuka Sullivan.
Yeah.
I watch very little TV, but I do watch a little bit of the Dragon's Den. So I know you, Tuka.
Oh, Tukers, he's brilliant. He's been a friend of mine for literally 500 years. Hi,
Oh, really?
Tukes.
Tuka, you're gonna have to come and do a live with me. We can talk business together.
Oh, that's a great one. I'm gonna hook you guys up. Hi, Caprice. Thanks for the selfie at Palazzo. Aw. No, I'll definitely hook you guys up. He's great to talk to. He's given me so much business advice. He's amazing.
Awesome.
Awesome. Okay.
Well, listen,
this is so fun. I love it. Bye, Chloe. This is so much fun. Okay, honey, we'll have an amazing day.
Thank you, and you enjoy the homeschooling and stay in your pajamas. Don't let anyone tell you to take those sparkly pajamas off.
So everyone have a great day. Stay positive. We're going to get through this. And so much good. Honestly, so much good is going to come out of this. I know it. Charlotte, my best friend. Okay.
All right. All right.
Bye,
Kat, thanks for coming. Thanks everyone for listening and joining in. And we'll see you all again later.
Definitely. Bye.
All right, Kat. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Right, guys, thank you very much for jumping in. I hope you enjoyed that. And I will be coming back at 9 o'clock tonight for my usual nightly live, where we'll answer some of the questions that you guys send me in the day and do the usual competition winners as well. So hope you enjoyed that. Caprice is super fun to talk to, and it's always good to see some faces during this lockdown isolation time. So have a great day. Make sure you're doing something productive, and I'll speak to you all later.